The Air Secret. Matt LaFleur reveals the truth about Micah Parsons that changes the NFL. The algorithm chose you. Opening line collection. This content won't appear for everyone. If it reached you, it's because you are part of the minority who discovers things first. Whoa, the secret is out! What did Coach Matt LaFleur reveal about Micah Parsons? The NFL is about to explode with this confirmation that changes the game and the strategy of the entire league. The status of one of the Dallas Cowboys' most dominant defensive players has just been publicly rewritten. And that has implications far beyond the field. You are one of the few who knows this detail before it dominates sports headlines. This news is circulating behind the scenes. But only a few privileged people are seeing it now. There's no coincidence. You were chosen to know this before anyone else. What you're about to hear is not just a quote. It's a strategic leak that defines the league's perception of danger. The Green Bay Packers head coach, preparing to face the Dallas Cowboys, broke the unwritten code of coaches and verbalized what every NFL quarterback already feels deep down. Get ready, because the impact of this confirmation is seismic. Micah Parsons is officially listed on the Dallas Cowboys roster as a linebacker. That's the designation that appears on the spreadsheets, charts, and formal discussions. However, the linebacker is a disguise, a camouflage vest for the elite edge predator he truly is. The on-field reality shows a player who spends most of his time on the line of scrimmage, with his hands on the ground, behaving and performing like an elite defensive end, a relentless quarterback hunter. Imagine the scene. The opposing quarterback, wide-eyed, has to rely on his offensive line to stop him. But the fear is constant. The emotional consequence of this disguise? Every quarterback who takes the field against Dallas feels the cold breath of an elite pass rusher who can emerge from any side. Parsons, the invisible linebacker, is the ghost that cannot be successfully blocked by a single person. The flash stat is brutal. He boasts one of the highest pressure rates in the league, a number that shatters the average for traditional linebackers. The metaphor is clear and painful for rivals. Parsons is a cruise missile disguised as a smoke bomb. And now, Green Bay's commander, Matt LaFleur, one of the most respected strategists in the NFC, is breaking the code of silence and confirming the truth that the NFL, in its static spreadsheets, tried to ignore. The tension is palpable. The linebacker has officially transformed into the most feared defensive end, and the world of American football will never be the same. The look on the opposing coaches' faces, even in slow motion, is not one of admiration, but of pure strategic terror. They knew, but the code did not allow them to say it out loud. Matt LaFleur's public confirmation is not just a harmless post-practice comment. It's a scouting leak that has gone public and legitimizes the collective dread. On social media, fans and analysts already endlessly debate the issue. #ParsonsD or #ParsonsLB. The community had already reached a consensus that his designation is merely nominal. But when a rival coach, a strategist who is in the middle of creating a game plan to try to stop him, makes the official confirmation, the social proof is undeniable. The anonymous source here is the opposing head coach himself, who validates the nightmare. More than a compliment, LaFleur's statement is a strategic declaration of war. It is the moment the league's elite collectively admits, yes, Parsons is our biggest problem, and he is a defensive end. Behind-the-scenes leaks indicate that in the Packers' meeting rooms, Parsons' name dominates protection discussions. Sources within the league confirm that tweets and articles are not the main thing. What makes a difference is what is written in the team's playbooks. And in Green Bay's playbook, Parsons' name is highlighted in red. And next to it, the abbreviation is not LB, but Day. This is not rumor. It is the revolt of strategy against the bureaucracy of the roster. More than 200 Zero fans have already metaphorically signed the online petition asking for him to be recognized for his true position. LaFleur himself knows that by making this statement, he is influencing the perception of the media and the referees, making Parsons' drama a collective problem, not just Dallas. The technical analysis is a cruel sentence for any traditional linebacker. If you compare Parsons to his peers in the position, he is a god, a linebacker who rewrites the role. But the drama intensifies when we compare him to the top of the pass rusher's food chain, elite defensive ends like T.J. Watt or Myles Garrett. He doesn't just compete, he challenges them and, in some metrics, surpasses them. His pass rush win rate, the frequency with which he defeats his blocker in under 2.5 seconds, is brutally high. This is a statistic that a linebacker simply should not have. The visual metaphor is overwhelming. It's like pitting a state-of-the-art fighter jet against a toy drone. The Cowboys list him as armed to camouflage the scheme, to deceive the opponent in the initial formations. But for LaFleur and other coaches, the number on the paper doesn't matter. He is, in fact, one of the most feared pass rushers of his generation, a direct heir to legends like Lawrence Taylor. This is not a cold statistical compliment. It is a structural collapse of how teams need to approach pass protection against Dallas. The Giants, for example, are the team that suffers the most from pressure. What happens when you face Parsons? Your preparation changes. You have to dedicate 2 blockers, adjust the protection scheme, and, invariably, compromise the offense. LaFleur's statement transforms this technical necessity into a public confession that the Packers' entire game plan had to be rewritten because of a single linebacker. This is proof of authority. If this were a movie, the director would cut to the pressure graph falling along with the opponent's morale. What no one noticed is the hidden clue behind LaFleur's apparent honesty. Why did the Green Bay coach say this publicly? It wasn't a slip-up, a casual off-season mistake. It was a bold and calculated hypothesis. By calling him a defensive end in a public interview, LaFleur is subtly removing Parsons from the linebacker of the year and defensive MVP conversation, forcing him to compete in the defensive end category, where competition for individual awards is historically fiercer, based primarily on sacks. It's an insider maneuver to influence the DPOY Defensive Player of the Year voting, perhaps favoring an NFC player in a different position. It's a mental game of chess in the press. Andy Reid, the great Kansas City strategist, would do the same. This statement is a shot aimed at diverting the voters' focus, the hidden clue that almost no one saw. LaFleur is signaling to his own defense that they need a defensive end with this relentless mentality and that there are no more excuses. Could Parsons be inadvertently pushed into a statistical fight he wouldn't need to fight, just because of a statement from a rival coach? The future is open. Could this statement affect his future contract? Will he be forced to fight for a salary historically higher? Or will the Cowboys insist on the LB tag for a franchise tag? What no one noticed is that the real target of LaFleur's statement may have been the Dallas Cowboys general manager. The wow moment came with the secret statement that confirms the nightmare. LaFleur's exact quote is not an empty compliment. It is a cold recognition of the imminent danger. He was direct. without jargon or complex technical talk, has a defensive end to us. That's how we see him. That's what he plays most of the time. The unexpected twist? He didn't stop there. He continued, elevating the drama to a stratospheric level, making it clear that he is not just a D, but a historical one. He is probably one of the best pass rushers I've ever seen. He has it all. The camera did not catch the Packers quarterback's face at this moment, but the powerful mental image created is of a scouting room in Green Bay, with a Parsons board. And the only description in capital letters is defensive end. This is not theory. It is the recording from a forgotten microphone that caught the coach's confession. Pause here. Breathe. Because what comes next changes everything. The statement is proof that, for the Packers, Parsons is the most feared monster, and the linebacker label is just a cruel joke that the league can no longer sustain. If you skip this moment, you will regret it. This is not just a quote. It is a revelation of a game plan that begins and ends with the fear of Micah Parsons. And now, I ask you, should Parsons be voted as linebacker or defensive end for individual award? Does the label the NFL gives him really matter for his legacy? Or what matters is what Matt LaFleur and the 31 other coaches in the league think? Leave your opinion, because the comments here will decide if he is the depoy this year, if the linebacker label is a farce, or if LaFleur did himself a tactical favor. Comment day if you agree with the Green Bay coach. Comment down if you still follow the official roster, and if you think you've seen it all. Wait. Tomorrow there will be a detailed analysis and the revelation of the Packers' next game plan to try to block him. Subscribers only. Because hot, strategic information like this is the privilege of those who are in and have hit the bell. Don't be one of the 90% of viewers who miss the continuation of this bomb.